Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gone to Florida as we look today at the top 5 gift shops in no particular order at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventures at the Universal Orlando Resort. These are some of the best gift shops that you can find throughout the park with all different kinds of merchandise that we love to shop at every time we go. So let's jump right in with our first store at Universal Studios on Hollywood Boulevard, the Five and Dime. Now, we love this store because it is the exit of the Bourne Stuntacular, so you have lots of Bourne merchandise. But you also have some throwback merchandise. You have also the exit to the horror makeup show is here. So there's tons of like some of the first Halloween stuff that you're going to see for HHN is going to be available at this store. There's lots of classic monster displays. There's some things from Hitchcock. You've got the Bride of Frankenstein. There's just all kinds of really cool like memorabilia stuff, not just stuff that says maybe Universal Studios, not to a particular ride, but just all kinds of things that are even throwbacks to some of the famous movies and attractions. So you can see there are just some scary displays. So it's the exit to 2 of those shows. So if you go to either of those shows, you will end up here. Again, you can see some of the HHN merchandise. It's going to be one of the first places that it pops up. And it is there on Hollywood Boulevard. So it's pretty hard to miss, but it's definitely something that you want to go in. You can also do the phone covers here where you can go in and make a phone cover for your phone. It has lots of different designs to pick from. And so we just always love to stop in here because they usually have new merchandise, but you can also count on that throwback merchandise being in there. You can count on having some spooky kind of merchandise, shirts and different things like that. And of course, the Bourne Stuntacular merchandise. So we love it. Next, we have the Film Vault. This is located in Universal Studios in the New York area. Now, this we love because it is all the throwback stuff. You have Jaws, you have E.T., Back to the Future merchandise is in here, and also some Jurassic Park things, and also just some TV show stuff. We've seen Office stuff from The Office. We've seen Friends merchandise in here, but just a lot of shout outs to the old school stuff. Of course, E.T. is still in the park, but Jaws, unfortunately, no longer there. Back to the Future, unfortunately, replaced as well. We still have Jurassic Park, so you can find some of the stuff that you might find at the E.T. ride or at the Jurassic Park ride in this store, but you can also find some of the other things, and they have backpacks, they have shirts. Again, it's really accessible because it's right there on a corner in New York. It's a small shop, but it's never really been all that crowded. And so we always like to go in there and just walk around because, like I said, we love the throwback stuff, and there's always some of that stuff in there. And you've got hats, long sleeve shirts. We got a beach towel there once, I think. So there's all different kinds of merchandise. There's posters, there's good just memorabilia stuff that you can find there. There's even posters, things that are signed by actual actors. And so there's always some good stuff in there. And it's one of our favorite places to go for sure. The next store that we love is just the Universal Studios store. That's the name of it. It's probably the biggest store at Universal Studios. It's right there at the entrance/exit because you pass it either way, whether you're coming in or going out, which makes it super convenient because they do sell all sorts of things. Like on your way in, we have actually stopped to get like a cookie or something for breakfast because they have like Studio Suites that is connected to it. So you can go in there and get some just quick treat if you like. And as you exit, it's really nice because pretty much anything, not every little thing that you can find in specific ride stores or Pacific Land stores, but a lot of the merchandise that you can find throughout the park is also just right in the store. So if you go as you're leaving, you don't have to worry about packing it around all day, or if you're just busy doing other things and you want to save all of your shopping to the end. But if you're like me, you have like no energy left to go walk around the park to go to every different store that you wanted to go to, you have everything kind of right here for you at Universal Studios. They have specific things. They have Harry Potter things, Cat in the Hat, Minions, Simpsons, Jurassic Park, pretty much anything that's in the parks they have. And they also have like the new things that they let out every year. I feel like they have like a new line. This year it's blue and yellow. It looks very collegiate, like a varsity type thing to me, which is really cool. You see here they have some deals too that you won't find in specific stores. Like we got that backpack, the rolling one, for like a discount. If you spent so much, you got it for cheaper. And that was really nice because you can't find that really in specific like smaller stores that are unique to each land. We also usually come here at the end of the day and get our pins, like for our pin collection. We love to collect those because those are easy to display and take home, and they're not expensive. We can get some, every time we go. But they sell everything. They have backpacks, they have apparel, they have little knick-knack things that are just really cool for souvenirs. Again, they have candy. They have probably the biggest selection of like lanyards and pouches in this park. Probably any that they sell are in here. So any that you could find anywhere else are kind of all together. They have stuffed animals. And I also like it because if you need something like sunscreen, I know I've bought medicine here before, just things like that you might need for your day in the park that you forget or don't want to pack or whatever, you can find that here as well. Now, it probably gets really crowded if you wait until like park close, because everybody's on their way out and everybody's kind of having this idea that, hey, I'll get one last one-stop shop in. But if you go at any other time of day, even if there's a lot of people in there, it's such a big store that it doesn't feel so crowded. So we love that. Now, over at Islands of Adventure, we really love the market store at the very beginning of Port of Entry. It's kind of like a chain of these few stores that go together. You see here that they have like a Christmas store, and it's all year round, so you can go in and you can find a few maybe pieces of apparel that are Christmas related, but they've got Christmas decorations, like some bigger items even, not just ornaments and things like that. Some are just generic Christmas things, some are specific. They may be like related to Harry Potter, or they may say Universal Studios, and so it's just really pretty and nice to go in there. It's just a very nice atmosphere. They also have some treats, so you can go in there and get sweet treats. They have like fudge. I know they have like roasted almonds. I think we got a cupcake in there. So, especially because it's right there at the beginning of the park. If you're going in for the day and you want to get to the rides and you don't want to wait in line, but you just want a little something, you can grab something in there. You see they have Grinch merchandise that goes with the Christmas theme. So it's all just really cool and just meshes really well together. But there's also just that different selection. You can go from Christmas to the treats. And then they have a few things that are specific to different lands. I think they have some Simpsons things that they sell, some Minions things that they sell. And so it's just a really nice walkthrough. And also you can literally do just that. Like if it's really hot, as you are coming in, you can enter through one end and just walk straight through it to the end and come out the other side. And you've saved you've got a little walk in the air conditioning versus walking outside. And I think, to be very honest, that might have been how we initially went into this store, because I think it's kind of easy to overlook at the Port of Entry because you're so focused on getting into the park and the rides, and it just kind of escapes your attention there, kind of off to the side. I think as you go in to Port of Entry, it's like on your right if you're going into the park. And so we like went in and it was like, oh wow, this is like a whole little thing going on in here. And we really enjoy it. So now we actually go every time we go by there. We try to stop in and see what all they have. And again, they've got sunglasses. If you forget those, that's right there at the beginning of the park. They have some signs of different movies, which is really cool. And then they also have where you can get like a photo pass if you're going to do the photo pass on the different rides. That is also where you go. They have a selection of hats and the little backpacks that we love. We mentioned that in one of our other videos for the budget buys. And then, of course, I love the throwback stuff. They have that in there as well. Now, across the way, we also like we call it the Expedition store. And these are kind of like right across from each other as you enter Islands of Adventure. And this is kind of to Islands of Adventure what the Universal Studios store is to Universal Studios. It's the big store where you can really find pretty much anything that you want to find in any of the other little stores. So there's tons of Harry Potter. I'd say like a third of this store or a fourth of this store is probably just Harry Potter stuff. So that stuff that you would find in some of the Harry Potter shops that are really super small, they're great. We love the Harry Potter stores, but they're all pretty small in Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade. And you have a lot of that selection here, and it's a little bit bigger. You can actually get things personalized here. You just have to make sure you give them enough time to get that finished, so you don't want to wait to the end of the night. But again, this store, pretty much on your way out or on your way in, it's going to be right here. It's also one of those walkthroughs. If you're just like, hey, I want to walk through this so I don't have to walk in the heat, this store is going to be fine for that. But they have something attributed to like every land. So you're going to find Seuss stuff. You're going to find Harry Potter stuff, Jurassic Park stuff, Cat in the Hat stuff. Everything's going to be in here that you would find at Islands. They have books, they have cups, they have the knick-knack souvenirs. They also do those specials of, buying so much merchandise to get like a backpack or a towel or something for a little bit better price. There's the new line of the varsity stuff that I was talking about earlier that's in the yellow and the blue. This is what is also over at the Universal Studios store, and I think this line is really, really cool. So that's going to be here in bulk, probably the biggest selection throughout the Islands of Adventure Park of that yellow and blue line that you would see in any new merchandise that they get. Really, they usually come out with like a new line every year, like a fashion statement, I guess, of their merchandise. And we just really think this year's is really cool. But you can get hats, stuffed animals. The pin collection, again, here is really awesome. The lanyards, the pouches for your tickets, and again, a store that's going to be able to sell you like sunscreen, chapstick, that sort of thing. So it is very conveniently located there at the entrance. It's really big. Again, probably going to get pretty crowded on your way out, but it's so big that even if it's busy throughout other times of day, it's not going to be bad. As you can kind of see in the background here, we went, it was probably fairly early in the morning, and I mean, you just have plenty of space to roam around. I know sometimes with like strollers and stuff, some of the stores can get super cramped, but this really isn't one of those stores, and you can pretty much find, I would say probably 75% of the merchandise that you can find in the land specific stores you're going to be able to find here, especially when it comes to like apparel. Of course, if you get really specific in some of like Seuss Landing, they're going to have books and things like that. You may not be able to find that here, but especially apparel. And then just like your general Universal Studios, Universal Resort clothing, that's all going to be here as well. Again, probably the biggest selections of pins at Islands of Adventure going to be found in this store because it's going to be for every single land, and then just the general ones that they have specifically for the park is going to be there. See, we like that one. That was the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary pin, so we try to get ones like that because, those are going to be limited. Again, you can get candy here. It's just really, really really nice, and definitely a top 5 because of the size, because of the selection, because of sometimes the different what am I trying to say, specials, I guess you could say, that you find at these bigger stores. And just, we know if we need anything quick, that one of these stores is going to be one of our best bets. So those are our top 5 gift shops, but there are so many great gift shops throughout the parks, guys. Please let us know what your favorite is. We definitely want to check it out. There's so much more that the parks have to offer, but we absolutely love these. Wanted to share them with you. Thank you again so much for joining us on Gone to Florida, and we hope that you will join us again. And remember, never stop exploring.
Yeah.